Dan Kennedy's direct, no BS direct marketing. Now the point of all those is that it's scientific, it's tested, and the numbers that come in. Human beings are unpredictable on a solo basis, dealing with them one-on-one, but they're predictable en masse. So statistics really matter in that case. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a marketing company that if you hired that actually did test these things. Okay? So what I do is every time I do a marketing piece, I split it into two. It's called the split A, split B. And what happens is split A is the control, split B is the test. So in split A is the control means something less risky, something that I know will produce results and that has produced results before, and I can pretty much account for it. Split B, on the other hand, would be the test. So say I'll use something from Bill Glazer's new book, Outrageous Advertising. You know, these days we have to cut through the clutter, and cutting through the clutter means we have to try new things all the time. We have to be a little bit more risky with some of our ads, but I always test it against the control. If the test wins, then I take away the control and use the test, and the test becomes a new control, and I keep testing and so on and so forth. Over time, a little increments here and there add up to a lot. So that's how you can grow, or you can really increase your results from marketing. Tracking, on the other hand, what I do is what most other companies don't do, is that, you know, they'll do a marketing piece for you, but you'll have no idea which calls are coming in other than what your staff talks about. So how are you going to measure the inquiries? How are you going to know that 10 calls came in on a Saturday night? You know, maybe it was just a surge and you didn't know about it, but tweaking the ad, then you could have gotten your results and you wasted all that money. So what we do is we set up a tracking number that allows you to not only know when the person calls, the phone number for follow-up, or the name and all that kind of thing, but also records the call. So it allows you to see what the patient's saying, if they're confused or not by the marketing piece, if they're ready to go, or what the staff saying. Are they getting in the way of getting that person in? Are they facilitating the person to come in? Are they answering the questions properly, and so on and so forth. So with testing and tracking, then you can be sure that what you're getting is something that allows you to improve, and you know that you have a proof of your results. The next one is automated follow-up. These days one and dones are dead, and what that means is you can't just send out something once and expect there to be a ton of people calling. Nowadays there's so much clutter and there's so much marketing out there that we have to sort of market to them strategically, of course, but automatically, you know, few times more than once. Now, the reason why it doesn't work these days is because there's more prestos than prontos. Now, what do I mean by prestos and prontos? A pronto is an Italian word for ready. That means they're ready to go. That means when you send out your marketing piece, they'll call you right away. Prestos means soon. They're not ready now, but they'll be ready soon. So prontos account for about 1% of the people that you market to. Prestos, on the other hand, are double to 5 times or to even 10 times that kind of population. So there's a lot more results to be had if you market to the presto. And the prestos aren't ready. You know, they may like what you have, but then over time they need a little bit more reassurance, or they're just not ready now. But the problem is, if you do a one and done, then and you treat them like a pronto, which means you treat them like they're ready now and you never market to them again, when they are ready, you'll have greased the pole for some other dentist to come in and say, okay, come in, and therefore you know, they get the money, or they get and therefore they get the patient, and you've lost money. So after that becomes your offer on a stick. What is the offer on a stick? If you take away everything in your marketing and you're left with just the core message, what is that? What is the draw, the hook that you have to get people to call you? You can approach that in two ways. You can approach that in problem-oriented or benefits-oriented. Problem-oriented means you're strategically marketing to people with problems at the time, they have pain in their mouth, that kind of thing, emergency cases. And so therefore, your offer would be based on that. You can also offer based on a benefit-oriented approach, which means, people aren't in a rush to pick up the phone and call you if there's nothing going on in their mouth that's causing them pain. And especially since what you're selling is preventative services. So to get them in, sometimes we need to offer them benefits, such as a free consultation or some discount on whitening or whatever. There's many different offers of that type that we can try, but it has to be something that answers the question. This is a very important question. Why should I call you now? And then some of those prestos that I was talking about earlier can be turned into prontos just by making sure that you have a proper offer on a stick. The other thing is, everyone's most concerned about their favorite radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me?